It had been front-page news since November in 1974. A high school teacher, Marvin King, and his former student, Melanie Ann Hartsfield, were shot to death with a shotgun near a lover's lane in Henry County. Police first hunted a suspect, then decided to charge the man who'd found the bodies, a black man named Jerry Banks. Though Banks had said he was hunting at the time, a case of circumstantial evidence apparently convinced a jury, and he was sentenced to death in 1975. The Supreme Court ordered a new trial because at least one witness was never called. But a second trial later that year also resulted in a guilty verdict. For the next 4 years, Banks waited. He got new lawyers. They turned up witnesses who'd heard the shots the afternoon of the murder, witnesses who were never called. They discovered lists of evidence which the police had, but had never been introduced at the trials. Banks was to get a new trial January 5th, but then this month came some startling evidence. Philip Howard, one of the case's original investigators, had possession of some shotgun shells found on the scene, which were later used as evidence. Banks' lawyers discovered Howard had a history of tampering with and manipulating evidence in other cases. His testimony, key to the case, would never stand another trial.
Mr. Byron Smith, who is a district attorney, all of that was presented to him, and they made the decision that what we had given them was correct. And based on that and other evidence that they had, they proceeded to ask the court to dismiss the indictment.
Tonight, Jerry Banks is elated, perhaps overwhelmed. He was freed from Jackson Prison, reunited with his wife, 3 children, and friends.
I feel grief, but I wasn't for sure if it was for real or not.
And when you found out it was for real?
Still kind of hard to believe.
In all the time that you sat on death row and knew, at least in your mind, that you were innocent, were there any feelings of bitterness?
Not really. Because I feel like all along what was right was going to come out in the end.
The case is not closed yet. The district attorney still has 6 months to file a new case against Banks. But his case is all but crumbled. And very likely, Jerry Banks is home to stay. Scott Newell, 11 Alive News, Henry County.